It is. Natalie Portman?
Daddy?
Sure. Today
we're reviewing Thor.
We're gonna have
Love Lucy.
Thor: Hate and Lightning. Also, an in-depth. The main topic is the Halloween Ends trailer, and then we'll also maybe talk about Thor a little bit. I don't know.
Well, we're starting with Thor, so
we're gonna start with Thor, and the majority talk about Thor. Anyway.
Mahama.
I guess should we just put a spoiler warning right away?
Thor's in it.
Dude, stop spoiling it.
Natalie Portman actually has a role. Oh no. Oscar-acclaimed actress? No. Trying to find an Oscar seat. Leonardo DiCaprio was like, please.
Me trying to win the Oscar Arenas to use on my accomplishment to the seat.
Not my sexual.
Jaden Animations be like, oh.
Todd. Literally Todd. I think we should change it to Todd sexual.
Zana.
I think we should refer to all sexual acts as just Todd. To be like, oh, you want to do some Todd tonight? Kid named Todd. Stop, I'm 8. No, I'm going to do my girlfriend. We're just going to perform with Todd.
Speaking of which, the vicious sex scenes that were in Thor: Love and Thunder were hardcore. I wasn't ready for that.
There wasn't any vicious sex scenes at all. There was like passionate making out scenes, which were a little weird because it was like 10 minutes in. And then somebody had cancer or something, and then we'll just gloss over that. They make like one joke when like they first show she has cancer. I was like, okay, don't tell me you're gonna make like cancer jokes the whole time. And they never do it again. Yeah. She's like, I can fight. You have literal stage 4 leukemia.
Like she had cancer, and then she was like, she was like, I haven't told anybody. It's like it's cancer, like only stage 4. Like out of how many? 4.
That was a good joke. Trying to find the stage OC.
Stage 4. What
are you doing? Stop. Cease. Pretty sure Rosie had a piece of glass earlier.
Oh, that's good.
She had like gritty. Alright. Hold this. The dog go see out.
Oh my god.
This podcast gonna suck. Dog. No. You animal.
Well, he's a dog. Anyway. Justin, what did you think of Thor: Love and Thunder?
I thought it was a great movie.
You didn't see it.
I didn't see
Justin Takeover?
I didn't know you didn't see it until you said it was a great movie. Then I knew that you didn't see it.
It was a great movie.
Because like if you look up mid in the dictionary, it's just Thor: Love and Thunder.
Trying to get a good Rotten Tomatoes. We're gonna blur all the pussies.
What?
Literally blurs Rosie. Not Rosie's a dog. I meant to say Scotchy.
That's a cat.
Scotches.
Okay.
I'm gonna call this podcast episode the Thor OC.
No.
Plus more pussy.
It's Thor.
It took them like 20 questions and 20 questions to figure out Morbius. He's a Marvel legend, guys.
I was furious.
He's a Marvel legend.
I was like trying to block it out from my mind.
You're like, what other superheroes come out this year? Oh, it's only Marvel. There's only been 2.
Subs. I was like, oh my god, it's Morbius. When I realized all of them, I was just so angry every time.
Christian Bale's in this movie for like 13 minutes.
Roughly.
And then
13 minutes.
Approximately 15 minutes on the cutting room floor.
And like half that time is the first scene.
Mm-hmm. So, which is the best scene in the entire movie, which is not a good sign.
No.
When like,
well, that Shadow Realm scene was pretty cool. It was visually dynamic.
Yeah, it was just kind of like they like try to kill 3 characters, and after that they're like, oh, they're fine actually. Gore trying to find the Gore receipt.
Trying to get the God Butchers.
There's a lot of jokes in this movie.
Yeah.
None of them land. Maybe like 5 of them land. There's approximately 95.
There's goats laughing for like an hour of runtime.
Which is inspired by Taylor Swift, I guess. The director said. He's like, yeah, there's like a Taylor Swift video of goats, so I put this in my $250 million movie.
Yeah, people were making a joke. People were saying about how it's based on like that meme with the goat screaming and how like, it's like 10 years old. Yeah. And everyone was like, yeah, that joke would have landed in phase 1. And here we are.
It's 2022.
Yeah.
That was like 2008.
Yeah. That was like 2 years before Thor came out.
It's hard for me to say that this movie like made Thor fall down further when like the first movies were not good and the third movie was okay. So
yeah, the first two movies weren't very good. The third one was solid, and this one.
Watching these 4 movies in order would be an absolute train wreck of an experience.
It'd be extremely like weird because you watch the first one and it's like it's fine. Then you watch the second one, it's bad.
The third one's just like complete drastic shift.
Completely different.
That's okay, I guess. And then the fourth was just like the dark world of these 2 Thor movies. People are saying this is worse than Dark World, which is no.
No, it's not. All the reviews that are like, man, this is a great rough draft. Can't wait to see the final product.
That's basically my thoughts.
Yeah.
This seems like a really good first draft. They need like at least 4 more, which is weird because this movie's announced like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They just write a draft and be like, yeah, I'm doing Ragnarok again, bitch.
You have to do Ragnarok again. I swear if you don't, I swear. Just holding a gun to his neck.
Write the script, Ozzy. Put your pen in it. This is gonna get content banned.
So, Valkyrie, best character.
One of the worst characters in like the entire movie. She gets so hyped up and like, oh god, she's so cool. She's just black. And she's like a warrior, and that's like every single Asgardian. So, also they had Sif show for like a scene. I completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's just not the rest of the movie. It was like just like, oh, I'm gonna go to heaven. It's like, oh, actually, only your arm is because you're still alive.
Yeah, there's a lot of pointless stuff. Korg is.
He was good at Ragnarok, I'll admit.
Yeah.
Every other movie, I don't care.
And now he's just annoying. He was annoying in this one, then he died, and like it had like a good emotional beat. Then he was just fine. So it was like okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe like this will be a turning point in this like hour and 59-minute movie. That at least needs like 2 hours and 20 minutes to be any sort of satisfying or satisfactory in any way whatsoever.
No.
Hype.
Laughing,
Also, why does Thor change his
jokes.
costume every like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
I like dislike all of them.
So stupid.
Except that one where he had like the fur kind of cape.
Oh,
I like that one.
That was pretty cool.
This one's weird. Also, the helmet was awful. That he had like one scene. I was like, Christ.
He like put on that stupid helmet.
I know that's probably the point, but like somebody animated that for like multiple scenes.
Yeah.
Also, they had to do so much heavy lifting with Thor and Jane by showing their relationship and actually making it like a decent like relationship. And that's not like their fault, I guess. That's the first movie's fault. Yeah. It's just so like weird in this movie that like we're literally like watching his daughter die from like dehydration, and it's like Thor and hot dog. And then,
yeah, it's just like
so tonally bad.
The tonal shifts.
It feels
so
like
horrible.
It feels like the people making this are like laughing at the audience about like how much of a mediocre product they just put out and just like said, yeah, you're gonna fucking watch it. Yeah, you're gonna pay this.
This is what they do, I guess.
I'm so not hyped for Black Panther.
It was so forced.
We're just getting a trailer this weekend, I think. So
it is.
Because Comic-Con's this weekend.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't care. It's stupid.
I'm more excited for Black Adam than I am Black Panther 2, and I'm not excited for Black Adam. Besides the drive and the power, of course, and the devour. Rock trying to find the devour scene. But anyways, also Hercules just shows up. This is a little sporadic. There was like a rock anthem in the intro, and I was like, okay. And then there was like the Guardians for like 2 minutes, and they were good because James Gunn specifically came into this movie and wrote all the dialogue for the Guardians, and they were probably the best comedic bits.
Yeah, because it's the Guardians.
And I love Thor and the Guardians' relationship in Endgame and Infinity War, and I was excited to see more of it, and I got none of it.
And then I was just like, oh, okay, well, you have fun. Goodbye.
Like, and it's like I thought they like
Korg, just you and Korg.
I thought they liked Thor because they seemed to like Thor more than Star-Lord. In the beginning of this, they're just like trying to like get Thor away.
Yeah, I was trying to get rid of him.
And like
the stupid like catchphrase thing, was the time is here and now. So what's the point?
And
like,
like, there's that whole
the time is here and now. He's like, what the fuck are you doing?
The funny joke was when he destroyed. There's a few jokes I like because he destroyed the entire army. He's like, okay, nothing was destroyed, and like their entire like building that has been there for centuries, and like their entire like lives is just destroyed. And he's like, see. And like he brings it up later. He's like, "Please stop! I'm gonna get mad." Just accept the goats. I don't even know how they got the goats. I don't know how they could fly.
It didn't make sense.
Why would Stormbreaker have all of a sudden had a personality?
Yeah, like
it was like funny for one scene, but then like the whole movie's like talking to him like it's a fucking sex toy.
Yeah,
he's like, "It's okay, buddy."
It would have been funny as one joke.
You're my one and only.
It would have been funny as one joke, but then they just kept doing it. Like Stormbreaker was like, "Oh, you okay, buddy? You jealous? It's okay. It's just my ex weapon."
It's like I'm literally made out of Uru. Also, they cut Jeff Goldblum out of this movie. It was easily the best part.
Which is obscene.
Of Dominion. So he probably was the best part of this movie.
Probably. Jane Foster.
I really liked Gore. The only two characters I actually liked in this movie were Gore and Jane. And they both were underutilized. Because Natalie Portman's actually a good actress, and I thought she was actually like putting in good effort. She also got really fucking buff.
Yeah.
It was quite ridiculous. Because she's in like her mid-40s, I think.
Yeah.
And she looked really good for her 40s and got that jacked for just one movie. Also, they had like the other Thor characters show for like one scene each. And it was just weird.
Matt Damon. Oh, yeah, Melissa McCarthy was in it.
Yeah.
By the way.
Which was fine, because she wasn't like an actual character. It was like a joke. But it was still like, why?
It's like, why? Why are you here?
Do you like her movies? Because then you should not be a comedy writer.
Yeah, no.
If you like Tammy... Not Tammy Hall, the movie Tammy.
All the movies.
If you like the fucking hug type.
She's like, oh, this is the MCU.
If you like Ghostbusters 2016.
Melissa McCarthy's officially in the MCU.
How about I officially shoot my head off?
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy getting the MCOC.
McCarthy
Coming from the DCEU OC. Melissa McCarthy should be in the Sony universe. Spider-Gwen.
Melissa McCarthy's Spider-Gwen.
The Melissa OC.
No.
So there's also...
A lot of those early scenes were really just like...
The story is so choppy. There's like no gore, and like he shows up for the opening scene, then like, he shows up and steals kids, and this whole thing is that like the gods don't care about people, but to get Thor to come to him, he steals kids because he knows he'll want to save them.
Right.
So doesn't that just go against everything?
Yeah, I know. Just
the shadow monsters are cool. I like that. I didn't know much about Gore, but he sounds so cool in the comics. And he's absolutely wasted.
He's a super cool villain. I really don't know much about him.
He just sounds really cool. Also, the sword he uses is supposed to be a symbiote.
Yeah.
But they just don't. The sword's so confusing. They never explain it.
No.
They say, oh, you can just kill gods with this. All right, who made this? How does it work? What is it? Why is Christian Bale bald again? Trying to find the Christian Bale. Why did he play Batman in like every single role? He's like super specific about, but he's like Thor: Love and Thunder. The script speaks to me. That's why the 4 cut has to be like really good or something. No way Christian Bale was in this movie if it was gonna be like this.
I know Christian Bale said yes to this. It has to be. I mean, his character obviously is really well done, and he brought a lot to it.
Also, he talked about how much like deleted scenes that he had that he really loved and wished were in the movie. I guess he also had a dance scene. He said something he had like a dance off with the character in the movie, and he loved it. Which I don't know why that would be in the movie.
What?
And maybe that was just like a gag or like a outtake. But he's like, yeah, I did like a dance off with the character. It was fucking sick as hell. And he's like, what's the MCU? Like a fucking bloke with stones. Somebody asked him, he's like, what do you know about the MCU? And he's like, first off, what does that mean? He's like, the only one I seen was that big like bloke that wanted like those like purple stones. That's all I seen. And he's like, I didn't want to be in this movie, but my kids told me if I didn't, they would like disown me. So here I am.
Well, wasn't that neat?
He did like Ford v Ferrari, which is a really good movie.
That is
got like Oscars.
Yeah.
They did this, which is gonna get nothing.
I will say, like, in a theoretical sense, I didn't like it very much.
When I left the theater, I just kind of felt empty. Not like a bad movie, just like I gained nothing from it because nothing in this movie changed anything.
Yeah.
About what's going forward. I guess giving Thor a daughter was kind of cool. I don't know, maybe that could be interesting. I don't really care to see Thor anymore, though. Just like I wouldn't care if Iron Man or Captain America showed up again. So they kind of feel like their arcs were kind of completed. Thor was the only one I could see that they could push further.
Yeah.
Because he's like a god. But they just haven't done anything that I like so far. So, and I don't really want another comedic Thor movie. Not saying I want the first 2 Thor movies again, but I would like an actual serious Thor movie, especially if you're gonna have the main villain be called the God Butcher. Yes. Hello.
Hi guys.
Allie went out.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
So you guys going to get something to eat? Do we not worry about you?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. All right.
The dinner seat. Mom, can I get the Lunchinas? My dinner seat.
Lunchinas.
Gore's like, can I butcher OC? It's like, no.
Yeah, that opening scene was pretty good. How it was just like his daughter's like dying.
There was like no jokes except the god was like jokey, but it like made story sense. And also, what the fuck was Russell Crowe doing? His entire performance.
Oh yeah, Zeus. It made me so angry. I was like, why would you incorporate Zeus as a character? One of the most like famous, powerful, mythical gods, and then he's just like
a jokey guy,
like a what?
And just like a wimp. Like I get that's a joke. Also, like this Jane character becomes like an actual god, and like she's being introduced to all this stuff. Like I know she's like been in the Marvel universe, but she's about to go meet Zeus, and she's like, oh my god, Zeus, like literal Zeus. And the moment she meets him, she's like, fuck this guy. Like there's like nothing to learn from him.
It's like Zeus. Like what?
You're in a god arena with like a talking dumpling, which was terrible.
Was so stupid. Why do they do that? This is the MCU. Why?
This isn't Into the Spider. Which I don't even know if they would do that in there.
Yeah, no.
Unless it was like a dumpling world, not just in a random like scene. Also, there was like a Korg god.
Yeah.
That was just on a chair made of scissors.
And then Korg is gay as well.
Yeah,
I guess like.
And his I don't know if you realize, but his boyfriend at the end was called Dwayne. Because he was a rock, and his name was Dwayne.
So horrible.
And he had a mustache.
That's horrible.
And they're just like, oh my god, Korg's gay, even though he says specifically we're all males.
Yeah.
So is it really gay? It's just how he reproduces. Also, he's a fucking rock. It's made out of CGI, voiced by fucking a guy that's Jewish that played Hitler. Like, I don't...
It's just like... And speaking of Zeus, that was super annoying.
Eat my hammer!
Eat my... It was so horribly done. Then he said orgy like 3 times, because like...
Which was funny the first time. I was like, is this PG-13? There's been like a lot of death and like a lot of references to sexual acts.
Yeah, that's it. You're not invited to the orgy.
No, like we can't make R-rated material, but we can specifically talk about orgies on screen to children's faces.
What a waste of Russell Crowe. And then like they wanted to get like his weapon, and for some reason like they like supposedly they didn't kill him as revealed, but they did a lot of damage to Zeus with his own weapon. It just seems weird.
That's like seeing Thor defeated by his hammer.
Yeah, it's like why would you do that? And also, why was Zeus such a jerk? Also, like why any of it?
And I thought they killed him off. I was like, why would you break in Russell Crowe to play like a literal Zeus and kill him in one movie? But I guess he's alive. And I guess Hercules is going to be
and now Hercules is a character for some reason. And then like Thor will return. And it's like,
I guess the directors and Chris Hemsworth himself did not know that. They saw it in the theater like, oh shit, really?
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
Should you guys know this? Don't you have like contracts?
Waititi has many, much better movies.
This is probably like his weakest. Sounds like pretty much all of his other movies I heard pretty high praise for. This one's like mixed, really bad.
Yeah.
I haven't really. The hype wasn't even really there for this movie because first off, it's under 2 hours, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm fine with shorter movies, but I thought Doctor Strange was almost too short, and that was like a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was fine with this one because it really was kind of dragging. I was just kind of like wanting it to be over.
Yeah, it was dragging for like a 2 hour movie.
If there could have been more substance to it, it would have been.
This is almost the length of one Stranger Things episode.
Almost.
Actually, less.
Yeah, it's like
the finale's a 2.5 hour. This was a 2 hour.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The Pudusi.
No. Fuck it. But it's just like it was starting to drag. There wasn't much too interesting about it. I mean, like it had okay soundtrack choices, I guess. Like it was fine.
A lot of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, for some reason, even like a character was like, call me Axl. Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. Like,
oh, was that what the joke was? I couldn't.
Like from an Earth band.
Also, that character was never referenced at all. It was just randomly Heimdall's son.
Yeah.
Heimdall died like 8 years ago.
That was so stupid. Then he was at the end. Oh yeah, because they finally show some of Valhalla, which they've talked about in all the Thor movies, pretty much. So.
Which that was kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But they had to pay like yourself probably like $3 million for that like 30-second scene.
Yeah, probably.
And also like, I think in the comics they bring back Jane from the dead multiple times, and she comes back as Thor, so this death isn't even gonna stick. So
nothing's meaningful and everything sucks. So that's cool.
After Endgame, none of the deaths are really stuck in any of the movies. Yeah, this movie pretty much put Thor in the same spot he was at the beginning, just he has a kid now, so I guess he's fine. No, it's literally like the kid of the guy that like basically killed his lover.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people we knew because he like killed people in
Asgard
too. He also kidnapped like all the children. And this is like the third time they've done the thing where it's like, oh, he's a villain, but he's actually like there's something that he like has that's like corrupting his mind. So if you just get rid of that, he'll be fine. Such a good villain. I love when a villain doesn't have morals.
Good. That's exactly what you want.
I love a good guy villain.
At least it's Christian Bale. I love Christian Bale.
Yeah, if it was any other actor, I don't know. I liked Gorgas' performance. He was just kind of off the wall and like pretty.
He definitely should have been in it more. He brought up the movie like a lot for me.
And this Shadow Realm thing, well, like they didn't do much there. It was like interesting style change. And like I think the only light was when like the lightning was happening.
Yeah.
Or, like when the Rainbow Bridge happened, I think.
And then, I mean,
just
like,
when the final act started to happen, I was like, "There's like 15 minutes left."
Yeah.
Also, the final act was like a bunch of kids fighting like demons. I was like, "This is stupid."
Yeah.
And then there's like the eternity thing was kind of cool, like how it looked. But then it was just like he saw like Jane die. He's like, "Okay, I guess I won't kill gods now."
Yeah. It's just like.
And then I guess he just has his hammer again, which completely like gets rid of the whole point of Ragnarok, where it's like at the end he's like, "You're not the god of hammers, you're the god of thunder," and like he becomes like his own character, not like tied down to any weapon.
Yeah, now he just has the hammer again.
And like Stormbreaker was fine because that's like in the comics and like it made like story sense, but now he just has both hammers for no reason. Then they both like don't like each other, I guess.
Yeah. So
what is the next movie just gonna be like a 3-way?
Yeah, probably.
One's up Thor's ass, one is just like making out passionate with him.
What?
Stormbreakers.
Hammer and axe. Thor, hammer and axe.
Majority.
Okay.
So you don't jazz.
Yeah, and then the whole thing with like bringing back Jane, and it's like this whole thing, and then they go through all these like emotional beats, and it's just like, okay, well.
It was so weird because they seemed like so against having Jane in the movie since like the second movie.
Yeah.
And they just bring her back in this one to like make her interesting and then get rid of her. Yeah. I thought she was gonna like stay around.
Well, yeah, it's like what would be the point of that whole thing of being like, well, Thor can finally like be with, they're finally together again, and they're gonna make it work, and that's she's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna sacrifice myself.
Yeah, because actually I like that scene where they like get back together on the boat because first off, like the scenery is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what those dolphins were. I just remember that. And there was like dolphins made out of stars, but they were like moving.
Yeah.
It's like what? What's this movie about? This used to be like a guy in a suit.
It's supposed to be.
Justinus and the Justice, because he's single seat.
It's so random. But yeah, that was cool because then they had that whole reconnection, and then like in the hospital, he's like, if there's a chance for you to live, you're gonna take it. He's like,
also, they never exactly explain because like the hammer like makes her not die, but then like there's a brand of like, okay, actually every time you use the hammer, you're dying worse.
Yeah.
So like, what she just? Why does she randomly like drop the hammer and she like goes back to having cancer? Could she just stay in the Thor form?
Yeah.
If I had the powers of Thor, I would not drop the hammer. I would just stay Thor. I'll be honest. If I'm being honest, just being honest.
Just being honest.
Thor could have more Thorier. Just being honest.
I mean, it was all stupid. Like, what was the whole point of any of that? Going through all that and just to see.
I thought the Guardians might have should have been the finale, and they didn't. So it's just kind of like okay. Also, why does Star look so disheveled?
I know.
Like, I'm assuming it's because his girlfriend like died and came back and like him in the nuts. So, I mean, I guess I'd be the same, but
yeah, probably.
Especially like in that Groot. Also, why is Groot still a teenager? It's been like 8 years. He came like a baby in one movie, because like 1 and 2 are like 3 months apart.
Yeah. And
then like from like part 2, which is like in 2014, to like Thor: Love and Thunder, which is like I think like 2024.
Yeah.
He's still a teenager.
Yeah.
Why? Why is Vin Diesel get paid like $50 million? Those Guardian actors rolled a bank though. They showed up for like 3 days of shooting, probably made like $50 million each.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Based on like them being in the marketing alone,
they were in the marketing so much. They really didn't show a lot in the trailers because there wasn't really much to show because they cut out half of it, I guess, because it was like a 4-hour cut.
Yeah.
Which I know most movies have a longer cut, but I'm assuming if it was a 4-hour cut, it probably could have narrowed down to like a 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
Stretching it then.
Probably. I mean, there clearly was just not that much substance.
Because they cut out. They said they cut out whole worlds, whole characters, whole locations, whole storylines. Like Peter Dinklage and Jeff Goldblum were supposed to be in the movie for like scenes.
Yeah, like why not? Why would we cut them out?
And he's like, I'm not going to show you them because it's like they got deleted for a reason. Yeah, because the studio told you had to. Aren't you like an Oscar-acclaimed filmmaker?
Yeah.
Why are you saying director cuts are bad? Did you not like the Snyder cut? AIDS here. That was our first episode. Yeah.
And here we are, like,
still depressed.
12 episodes later. Yeah.
52.
It's pretty close.
Fuck my wedding anniversary. It's AmityCast anniversary.
Hype?
AmityCast OC. I'm gonna change the title of our channel.
No. No, you're not.
Gotta put my Amity OC in your Castus.
Castitas.
Why does that sound like a Mexican name? This is my son, Castinus. This is my boy, Castration.
How many loved ones has Thor lost now in the past, like, 2 movies?
They, like, have a whole joke about it. It's like, those were, like, all serious moments. Then most of them worked pretty well. Why are you making a joke out of it? Yeah. And then you just lose to someone else. Again. Who's he have now?
The daughter.
Because they're totally going to eventually have a Loki meet up with Thor again.
Yeah.
And that'll be a good scene. But, like...
Yeah, like he had that, like, tattoo that was, like, R.I.P. Loki on his back.
Did you not see there was also a list of, like, everybody's lost?
Yeah.
I guess Tony and Natasha were on there.
Hype.
And, like, his mom. He's like, my mom, my dad, my brother, my 2 Earthlings.
Just 2 Earthlings. Casually.
Also, was Captain America still alive in the MCU? I'm confused.
Like Steve Rogers?
Yeah. So I thought he was going to show up in Falcon Winter Soldier, and he did not. And they've never said he's officially dead. So what's he doing?
Is Chris Evans, like, doing any more?
Also, why is nobody referenced in Eternals there's, like, a literal god just, like, chill... Just, like, climbing out of the planet?
Yeah.
It's not been addressed.
Also, were those things
Eternals?
in
like the fucking celestial things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, are they in the orgy?
In that scene? Yeah, are they? They're so
that'd be
big.
sick. Can I get in your whole seat? That's my eye.
Because I saw that, like, are those the Celestials? Because they look like almost too small. Like,
also, Eternals 2 is confirmed. The MCU is thriving.
No, it's not. It's such a failure. Anyway.
Eternality. This joke's gonna be old by tonight. Just like the MCU. What was your favorite part about the movie?
Over 100 hours of watch time. My favorite part about the movie?
Yeah.
Gore the God Butcher.
What was your least favorite?
All of the rest.
Gotta admit, that, like, scene with, like, the child, like, showed his face to Thor. The VFX looked so bad.
What?
When Axel or whatever showed his face for the first time when he was, like, trying to talk to Thor, the effects looked so bad. Yeah. I gotta say the dumpling is probably the worst part. Like, a lot of people say how funny that was, but it was horrific when I saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I was, like, pretty upset
I'm
about
not watching this movie again.
A lot of the forced humor.
The humor is probably the worst part, which is probably one of the stronger parts.
The tone is really bad. Like, they're trying to, like...
The length kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
And, like, the cancer storyline. Just, there's so many storylines going on. Also, Valkyrie's a waste. Because they don't kill her off just for her to be like, oh, I can't contribute to the rest of the movie at all. So, literally, if I died, it would have been, like, nothing.
So stupid.
I'm not really excited.
And also, Valkyrie's king? Why is Valkyrie king?
You want to be queen?
Yeah.
Also, she's, like, not a good queen of that. All their children got kidnapped in one night. Like, I would not vote for her again. Also, they just make Asgard like a tourist place now instead of, like, a thriving village of, like, people that have, like, literally been, like, genocide was been put against. That's like having, like, Jews placed on, like, a different part in, like, Germany and then just, like, making it a tourist destination. Oh, look at the Jews. They're alive still. Put it in a Finley Gauntlet restaurant right there. So they can look at the thing that eradicated half of them every day to get ice cream. It's the equivalent of having, like, a Hitler-themed ice cream shop in, like, Auschwitz. Like, people are living there.
Not quite, but pretty close.
Yeah.
Like, what the... Like, why would they do...
Never mind.
Such a stupid joke.
It's not funny either.
All the forced humor.
Forced humor is probably the worst. Gore is probably the best. The Thor and Jane was actually stronger than I thought it would be. Everything else is bad.
And then it was wasted, so...
Everything else is bad. Yeah. Like, what, she's just gonna come back from the dead and then they're just gonna, like, have a relationship again? And they never, like, address... Because they do at least have a decent, like, kind of, like, thing where they talk about, like, why the relationship didn't work. That, like, was kind of told in a new way about, like, how it's okay for relationships to fail. Yeah. And then they just get back together. Because I thought when that scene happened, I thought she was just going to say, no, we're not together anymore. Because why would she? If it didn't work, it didn't work.
Right.
Also, you have cancer. Why are you getting in relationships right now?
Thor's
has, like, stage 4 cancer. I'm looking for someone long term. Bitch, you're looking for someone for 4 months.
Jesus. What about, like, Thor's, like...
Also, he's like a god. You could probably, like, take her somewhere where there's some cure for cancer in fucking space.
Yeah, there's got
it. Are you kidding me? Like, cancer's just, like, this unkillable thing. What are you, Michael Ma... Speak. What are you, Michael Ma... Evil dies 4 years from now. Nobody, Alec.
What?
Oh, God. I hate Detroit.
Oh man, it's just like, what was the point? Like, really, what was the point?
Money.
Like, actually.
Yeah, I say money, but then like they spent like over $300 million on this movie when they could just spent like $300 million on a
Did you
good
see
script.
you saw like the huge box office drop off from week
It had like a
1 to week 2?
68% drop.
Yeah, it's like really bad.
Yeah, I guess it's past like $500 million though, which also Minions has. And Sony's like, we're the reason Venom 2 was the blueprint for how Top Gun made money. Or
I saw them post that. Everyone in the comments was like, everybody was already going to theaters by the time they went to Venom 2.
yeah, if anything, it was like fucking. What was the movie? Godzilla vs Kong.
Yeah,
I think that's the one.
Godzilla vs Kong is the movie that did that.
Tenet was supposed to be, but then it's like a Christopher Nolan weird science fucking tech movie, and it's like that's not gonna draw people in. Maybe like 40 people. Oppenheimer.
Like 6 people. I'm so excited for Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer and Barbie come out on the same day.
Which one is she first?
That's what people are like. They're like, oh, we'll just get like back to back.
I mean, I would
Watch is like
I
an
would
obscene,
get
depressing like autobiography that's really well done and detailed, directed by Christopher Nolan.
Or the
I'm a Barbie girl.
I'm a Barbie girl.
I remember when I watched Tag and Incredibles 2 the same night.
Oh yeah.
With Chance Gruber. There were so many adults in Incredibles 2. I was like, is this a kids movie? All I see are like adults being like, hey, you guys are gonna love this.
It
And
was a
this
freaking
4-year-old's
14-year-old movie.
Like, yeah.
Anybody who saw it when they were like 9.
It's just
when they were,
funny because they waited so long. It's just like adults now. It's like you could just make it rated R. You got like the same amount of
Well,
money.
then it wouldn't really be Pixar though. Not really that Pixar bag.
Pixar.
Tag was a masterpiece.
Was it?
It was like a solid 4 out of 10.
It was like funny. I enjoyed it.
It was.
And like it inspired a whole tag game at school for like a year.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of that shit got stupid.
It's fun.
There
Though.
was like a bunch of different rules. Like, oh, you're actually not allowed to play because I don't like you. What? I'm just Jasmine Edmondson. Why not? The future be like, stop. Run.
Run to India.
You want to switch topics because I'm so fucking tired of this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
I'll give it like a 5. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
It's
big
probably
step.
the worst rating you can get.
Big step down from Ragnarok.
You're a
and
big step.
Thank you. Missed opportunities overall, kind of just a waste of time. I don't know. This is not very good.
Oh god.
There are better things, worse things. It's fine. Thor's ass was pretty good.
I thought they were gonna censor it like in the trailer, but they just showed them all.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it probably a 5, maybe a 4. I love Christian Bale, so yep. Yeah.
Anyways, the Halloween Ends trailer came out last night. It's supposed to come out today, but I guess it got leaked, so they just released it, and it's like a minute long.
Yep.
What'd you think of it? I was pretty excited for it.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting overall. It definitely didn't get me like the same level as like when I saw the Halloween Kills trailer the first time. When that dropped, I was like so hyped. Shut up, Wilson. But then this Halloween Ends trailer dropped, and I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm definitely gonna see it either way.
Maybe I'm just older, more depressed, but
Just a tad.
or maybe Kills just kind of tampered my excitement. Also, Halloween trilogy is kind of weird because it's just kind of the same plot each time. You can't really change it too much. It's Halloween night. There's a guy gotta kill people.
4 years later.
Things happen.
44 years.
And you can't
ago.
explain stuff too much, so it's just like you're really just trying to scrape a story.
44 years ago.
Also, I remember when they wrote the movie, they're like, we had to go up to John Carter and be like, is this too Christine-like? I was like, is there cars?
Huh?
I guess it's because the new character, I guess, is supposedly killing people.
Yeah,
Like a
I
possession
don't know.
or something.
That plot synopsis was like, what?
And also,
Somebody was talking to me about it. They were like, so do you want...
Was it that guy at work?
Yeah.
Oh, was he hype as fuck?
He was like, the trailer's gonna drop. The trailer, what are your what are your predictions for the trailer? I was like, you want predictions for the trailer for a movie? Is this what you want me to give you? But then I was like thinking about it. I was like, I mean, yeah, it could be whatever. They're like, so if one's gonna die, which one would you rather, Michael or Laurie to die? And I was like,
The franchise.
the French.
The franchise.
I want Justin to die.
Justin kills.
Oh,
Justin ends. Also, like, the marketing for this movie is so weird. It just says ends this Halloween. Halloween ends. Just ends this Halloween. No more Halloween movies, I swear. 3 years later, reboot.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, after this, I don't really think I need another Halloween movie. Unless there's something that really speaks to me.
Like Halloween 500?
I watched somebody react to the trailer because I have some YouTubers I watched that reacted to it, and they're like, "This beginning shot reminds me a lot of Halloween 5." And I was like, "That's not a good sign.
thing.
Don't say that, please."
Oh, dude, this is really Curse of Michael
They
Myers
didn't
vibes.
show too much because like the plot synopsis like teases this very like different, unique story, and then like this one just kind of shows like it just feels like 2018.
Yeah.
It looks like interesting. I guess there's like something about like a copycat killer of some sort that's like obsessed with Michael Myers or something. And there's also Michael Myers. There's like, I guess there's like rumors that this new character they're introducing is like the protagonist of the final chapter in a trilogy that already is an established character.
I sure hope not.
But then it's also like marketed as like this big final Laurie Strode movie.
Yeah.
Also, how long is this movie gonna be? Because that's also gonna. I feel like it might be over 2 hours.
Probably.
Or just at 2 hours.
Probably
'Cause
around
I
2
feel like
2.5.
you'll need some wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm
it's kind of-
interested in like where the story's gonna pick off after it kills, because it's just like it's fucking like 80 dead people, and then it's like
It looks like we're gonna see more flashback scenes, and that's gonna be another big emphasis of this one.
like back to kills, or like to like the original?
Because they showed like a lot more of like
They showed like
78
cutscenes.
Lori, yeah.
Yeah, and they said like their saga ends.
It seems like that's gonna be another focus again.
Their saga ends when there was like one event 40 years ago, and then like 40 years of time passed. There was like one more event, and then this event.
Yeah. So their
What
saga.
a fucking saga. Also, in like the description, they like are so full of themselves. Like the fucking most like critically acclaimed, cherished horror franchise ends. And I was like, 8 of these movies are bad, and then
Yeah, like so many are not very good.
and then it's like, they're like the most ultimate badass final girl. I was like, is it? She's like 84.
She's so old.
She looks like
Jamie Lee
she looks
Curtis
like
is good.
younger. I don't know. She like.
She was in freaking Everything.
It's
Everywhere All at
interesting how
Once,
they're
so-
teasing her character in this movie to be like a drastic shift from the first two, where she's like not even obsessed with Michael anymore. She's just trying to move on. I'm interested in what the story's gonna be, because it sounds like it's gonna be more character driven, which is what I want.
Yeah, hopefully.
So-
I really hope so.
I'm just
Because I was hoping for Kills to be kind of just a crazy gore fest and it could be as entertaining as possible. And this one to be a much more character driven, deep, just like a deep dive study into the characters.
there's a lot of
the
stalking
film.
scenes too, which I appreciate. There's also a scene of Michael attacking somebody in like a sewer, which I'm excited for that. That's gonna like a sewage system.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
I guess we'll have to wait.
Also,
to
how are they
see,
gonna
but-
explain where he was for 4 years? Because whatever they explain that in these movies, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Except 2018, I guess. But it's weird to think this man like stood there and wasted 40 years of his life just like waiting. If you drink that, you're gonna come. The Gato seat.
Just making it better. I will say, it's pretty exciting.
You know what I am hyped for?
What?
The John Carpenter score.
That is gonna be freaking sick. Remember when the Halloween Kills
They started releasing tracks, and I was listening to those a lot.
Yeah.
Same with 2018, because I remember I don't know if this happened for you, but I had nobody to talk to about Halloween, so the soundtrack got like leaked or whatever before the movie came out for 2018, and like the whole thing got leaked, and I like listened to it and I loved it. Without the movie playing, I just love the music. I'll sometimes listen to him. Sometimes I'll listen to him.
I was
sometimes.
really into the 2018 soundtrack, and I remember when the Kills soundtrack came out last year, and then you and I were both like coming all over it like for a long time. And we were like, yes, this is so good.
You know, like they released like the best tracks like ahead of the movie, because I knew like the rest were like good.
The rest were fine, but
like
they were,
Unkillable was like such a good
Unkillable,
track.
amazing, and then the new Kills, the new theme in the Kills, whatever. So then now we'll get ends.
I'm assuming he's gonna go all out, which I'm hoping for.
He went all out for the freaking Firestarter score, and that movie was so bad. Like,
Like, do you listen to the Firestarter score just on its own?
I did once.
Is it that good?
I mean, it's good enough. It's John Carpenter.
I don't know why he chose that movie.
He's like 78. Like, oh yeah.
Wait,
I'll do
if
this.
they ever remake Christine before he dies, is he gonna score that? Because that'd be the only thing I'm excited for.
Yeah, that's true. Or if they ever...
They're remaking like all
sequel to
Carpenter
the Thing.
stuff, and he's just like executive producing it just for like some small like money to leave for his kids.
Yeah.
Escape from New York again. Oh, how's he gonna escape this time? Write it up, Robert Rodriguez.
of all the directors.
That was gonna happen. I don't know if it's still happening, but Robert Rodriguez was supposed to remake that. And I guess they were really impressed with the script. But I guess he made Alita, and everybody liked that. I never saw Alita.
Alita Battle Angel?
Yeah,
I didn't like that very much.
I've heard people like fucking just come over that movie. People are like, we need a sequel. We need it. They're like, Avatar 5? Please?
James Cameron, I might not direct 4 and 5. It's happening, but I might not direct it.
It's like, I didn't know I wanted to do this many. I just signed on.
6 and 7, we're probably going to get John Carpenter. 8 and 9, not sure yet.
George Lucas.
We know for sure. We already have J.J. Abrams locked in for 10.
Fuck.
But that's Avatar 10.
I don't like J.J.
Well, you don't like, what's that one?
Rise of Skywalker.
Well, yeah. What's that one that you did?
Star Trek.
There was like some kids movie like wrote and directed.
Super 8?
Yeah, Super 8.
Wasn't that bad?
It was like okay.
It's like okay. It was just like mid as hell.
Yeah.
It was like Stranger Things before Stranger Things, but it was like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And like their finale is like 2.5. Also, Netflix is like, we need our own Star Wars. We're like actively looking for it. I was like, didn't you guys just have like Stranger Things season 4 premiere and make like 20 billion hours viewed?
Yeah.
Isn't that your franchise? Why do you need
that's
a Star
become
Wars?
that's become the staple of Netflix. So like I don't know.
It's like the only thing people watch on Netflix besides BoJack
Yeah.
and Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, since The Office left, The Office was like a huge thing because I guess like everybody loves The Office.
Did
Which
you see
makes
that,
sense
by the
'cause
way,
it's a really
Justin? They're
good-
making an
really fresh
Office Lego set where it's like the whole office.
I did see that.
I bought it.
You got it?
Yeah, because Ali wanted it. I regretted that. It was $120.
Yeah, it's so expensive. Like
For a Lego set, it's only
120 for the
$120,
pre-order.
which isn't like terrible. But like the Star Wars ones are like $200.
Yeah, it's not that bad for a Lego set, but it's still like a Lego set.
I mean,
Like, come on,
the entire Death Star.
I'm not buying that.
$60.
I built the
Sorry,
entire.
$600.
I built a Millennium Falcon. That took like 2 days.
Would you rather have an Xbox Series X or a Lego Death Star?
I'm not gonna lie.
Money.
Pretty
I'll take the
fucking
money.
sick.
I would just take the.
Lego Death Star's
I'll
cool.
take the money for rent.
No, you know my uncle, right? He actually got that and he built it like way back when.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually awesome. I just remember like Ned dropping it in Spider-Man: Homecoming and being like, "Dude, you just dropped that. You just spent hours on that."
And they rebuilt it in No Way Home just to get it dropped again.
Yeah.
We really?
Yeah, did you not notice? Did you not see No Way Home? What? How?
Did you not see No Way Home?
You didn't know one person in December that wanted to see that. I knew like 18.
You probably heard that it was 2.5 hours and didn't want to go.
What? Go to the bathroom.
I just don't.
You watched Rise of Skywalker and enjoyed it. Well, you liked it.
I didn't really.
On initial-
Hey, he's 2 episodes deep in BoJack.
Are you really? Like
Yeah,
the 2
sure.
worst episodes of the show?
Well, you want him to start in the middle?
I mean, I guess.
I guess.
I guess so. BoJack be good episodes? Season 1? I guess. I'll give you 3 out of the 12. Take it or leave it.
You should have seen No Way Home. It's pretty good.
Do you like Spider-Man? Do you like fucking 3 of them? Then watch them.
Do you like fucking 3 of them?
Do you like a Doc Ock showing him and be like, do you drink salt water or fresh water? And he's like, I'm a fucking human.
Well, yeah, because Doug Ock was there yesterday. And it was like, should I get you salt water or fresh water? Because you're an octopus.
And he's like staring at her.
That was the whole joke. That was the whole punchline.
And then Electro and Sandman like both fell into something. Like, God, I'm not falling.
Yeah, it was like, how did you become like that? I fell into a vat of electric eels. Like, how did that happen? I fell into a collider. Like, oh, we gotta watch where you're looking at.
You gotta watch where you fall. And he's like, yeah, I intentionally look for where to fall. Shut up, Jamie Foxx.
And then Green Goblin's like one of the best villains ever. It's just like, okay.
And the lizard.
He wanted to stay in the car, so I let him stay in the car. And then he breaks out and kills people. He wanted to stay in the car. I left him there, obviously.
Where's Osama bin Laden?
It's like setting up. It's like
You want to stay on the car?
It's like the thing where like Allie was like, I let him go to the mall. You let a 14-year-old just run into the mall unsupervised.
Well, she was like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, yeah, it's 14, we're in a different state. I just wouldn't do that personally. And they somehow got a Jack in the Box before us. And did you tell them about Jack in the Box? They were out of everything. I was like, oh yeah, can I get like a shake? Oh, our shake machine's actually like it's not frozen yet, so we can't do that. Yeah. It was like 2 in the afternoon. And then like, bottle of water. I was like, can I get like a Sprite? Oh, we're out of Sprite. Can I get like a blue Powerade? We only have grape Powerade. I was like, can I get sriracha burger? And they're like, oh, we're actually out of sriracha. And I was like, okay. And then I got him a different meal. And I was like, can we get onion rings instead of fries as a side? And he said, oh, I can't do that. I said, just put another fucking order of onion rings.
Just add onion rings.
Just add onion rings. I'm done. I don't care.
You were so angry. You're like, just add onion rings. I don't care.
Did I say that?
How do they only have great Powerade?
Yeah, I was like, I've never seen anybody like choose.
I almost a great Powerade last night just for that reason.
Is it even good?
It's good, but
it's just like that's not the one I'd ever go to.
Yeah, it's just, if I want Powerade, I want blue or melon.
That's like having an arrangement of energy drinks, like purple though. So good. It's like going for like
that Jack in the Box. I didn't even know Jack in the Box had tacos. And it was like, oh, you can get 15 small tacos for $3.
And they were fine. They're actually good for $3.
Yeah, for like cheap tacos, they're actually pretty good. They're pretty fine.
Yeah. Halloween ends.
And then in Halloween ends, they're just gonna eat a Jack in the Box. Like Michael's just at Jack in the Box, like it's like getting angry, so he just murders them. Hey, can I get Michael's like, fine, just give me like a blue Powerade. We only have great Powerade. He's like, that's fucking it. I'm stabbing you. I'm done.
Like, why are you talking?
He's like,
oh yeah, Scream 6, the title. You telling him about that?
So, the next Scream movie, I guess the current potential title is like Scream with 2 exclamation points, because it's like Scream 2, because the last one was Scream.
But it's Scream 6.
But it's the 6th Scream, because the 5th Scream was just like in the same continuity.
And the joke was that it was a requel, so they called it Scream.
Yeah.
But then Scream 6, so like, okay, so it's the second one of this trilogy. So like, it'll look like a 2, but it's actually exclamation points.
Yeah, 2 exclamation points.
Yeah, guy got paid like probably $1 million to think that. And then
if they actually stick with that, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it.
Then the next one.
No, Nev Campbell, that title, I'm not watching it.
Apparently she is back or whatever. Like
I don't know.
Cameo.
Who
I guess in Scream 7, she's gonna have a larger role. Like the last 5. So it's not really any different.
Good. Thankfully.
Scream with 2 exclamation points and 1 question mark for the next one.
I'm just saying, if we're going Oppenheimer and Barbie on the same day, I'm gonna have to go to Barbie.
I think it's in the summer, so I'm in town. We can do that.
I'm gonna have to go to Barbie first because Oppenheimer's gonna destroy me.
2.5 hour epic, and then I'm at Barbie Ken. It's just Ryan Gosling being like, I am in the Ken energy.
Like, he's got no car, no house, no family.
And everything I was like, he's literally me. He's me. And Tommy's like, he's me, bro. Mine's the hot part.
I'm Ken, just not blonde. Also
or
not
like
hot.
ripped.
Also
or
not
rich.
Ryan Gosling. Also not rich. Also not famous.
Also
not nothing like him.
Not hot. No get bitches. Literally black.
Yeah, you know Adrian at work. I was talking to her about that because she was like back with my ex or whatever. I was like, what about you? I was like, absolutely 0 bitches.
Yeah, but Halloween ends. No matter how it ends, I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna watch the first movie. Hopefully though, like sticks the landing. I can at least enjoy the trilogy.
Yeah, no matter what, I can always enjoy the original. It's one of my favorite movies. I love Halloween.
Really like 2018.
Michael Myers has always been one of my favorite antagonists. I enjoy 2018. And kills and ends, I mean, as long as they're fine slashers, I'll give them rewatches. It's not going to be an issue. I just hope that this one could be something more than that, because that's just what it's been built up to be. So they put a lot of care into it. They've supposedly got John Carpenter's okay. And with his score, it's
the okay kills.
It's definitely
like every part of that.
That's true. He's going to elevate it. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
He's fine with a gay couple just dancing in the middle of a horror movie. Also, did you see the Nope? Like, the early reviews are, like, really good.
Yeah, like...
They're like, this is the best one he's ever made.
Yeah, and then Dead Meat went and saw it, and they were like, this is, like... I want to see this again. I cannot wait. I love this so much. It's so good. I
wasn't excited about it. I am a little bit, so we'll see.
I mean, is that this weekend?
Yeah, it's Friday. But we'll both be out of town. So we can have to see it separately or, like, Monday or something. I don't care.
I guess I'll see it Monday.
How long is it?
Probably like 2 hours.
Probably like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Probably like really long for some reason. What? You want to see Nope, Justin?
Nope.
Good answer.
That's it. For all the good reviews, it only has an 81%.
Okay. What's the run time?
7 hours.
If it was 7 hours, I would freak out.
It's almost 2 hours and 11 minutes. Like,
That's not horrible.
Candyman was only an hour and a half.
Candyman was only an hour and a half.
It felt a lot longer, which was a good. Yeah. Thank God my donkey, my lover, and I is 100%.
Oh, yay.
With 19 review.
What is that? What? My Donkey, My Lover, and I has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
0% the Nan movie. Off of a review. Holy shit.
What? What's happening? Never just scroll around Rotten Tomatoes. You never know what you'll find.
A truly horrendous and depressing film about Catherine Tate's sweary old lady character from her sketch show and storyline stretched out to a brutal hour and a half. Who directed this rubbish? Predictable, unfunny, and offensive.
The spin-off from the British sketch show, the Catherine Tate Show, is a soul-sucking experience.
A shambolic, episodic pig of a film snuffling about for comedic truffles. Screeching cackle of Tate at her nannies. It has no credited director. The director was like, I'm good. I kind of want to just see how bad this...
Now I kind of want to watch it.
This film unfolded to complete silence, literally not a titter, and at least a dozen people left well before the end.
At least a dozen people left.
Feels like the movie had arrived from a wormhole, having been produced 15 years ago when this sort of catchphrase-based comedy was at its peak in Britain. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh. It's
There's a director.
Josie Rourke.
Filmography. Mary Queen of Scots.
62%. The non-movie, 0%.
Made only $60 million.
What?
Anyways, that's probably it for this week. We'll probably talk about Nope next.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what else comes out.
Nope.
I think the last movie that comes out before we leave, or I leave, is Bullet Train.
I know, because there's no like big studio releases between Bullet Train and Halloween Ends.
Jesus.
Like nothing in September.
I mean, I guess we can see Bullet Train.
I kind of want to see it, so.
I'm not like...
Do you want to go see Bullet Train?
I don't know how I feel about like going to like a nice theater for it though.
Sure.
Yeah. I just go to Southwark.
Probably like a Southridge type movie.
Ellie like refuses to go to Southwark though.
Why?
I usually do them, but I'm like, if it's a movie I don't really care about.
It's not like that bad. It's still a theater. Like.
It's just not good.
It's cheaper, so it's just like.
Is it cheaper? Like how much is it for a ticket there?
Like $8.
Yeah, we'll go there for that.
Yeah.
Even Nope, I'll go there for that. You want to see it? Nope. No.
No, like what do you want to see? Nope. Nobody want to. Nope.
For a sequel, yup.
So how's the apartment? I'm just kidding. There could be like an honest to god horror movie about the apartment.
About the fun.
Like, oh god, like a bug living in your apartment would have hell. Living hell. Hey, there's any bugs in your apartment?
Probably.
Oh at least you don't got roaches yet.
No, you.
Is that burger still there on the plate?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Why? Stop it! Put it away.
Why did she put a
Was it her?
fast food burger on a plate? That's what I
We
don't
should go get
understand.
trash bags. I keep forgetting. I need to get trash bags.
You get trash bags.
Yeah, we're out of trash bags.
But like, why? It's like on top of like a fucking pan too. Like,
Anyway, I'm excited.
were you cooking it?
Thor: Love and Thunder like a 5. I'm excited for Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends trailer gets us all at 8 because it was so short. Also,
it's
quick
exciting.
thing, 4 years after like a brutal tragedy, people are just like out trick or treating.
I guess, yeah.
Like 30 people died. The guy's still on the loose. Nobody knows where he is. He could be out right now killing you. You're just like, Candy? Knock knock. Who's that?
Yes, please.
I'm coming knocking
Yes, please.
at your door. Oh no, he's gonna put my hand in the garbage disposal. Let me
What?
brutally stab him in the hand.
Fuck up. Let me brutally stab him in the hand.
My butt.